inspired to push through. Because there's a spark in you. Breakthrough or bust. Hey, how are you? Welcome back, or welcome for the very first time to Breakthrough or Bust. I am so happy that you are here. I am so happy to be here. It's funny. I'm going to talk a little bit about yet another transformation on the show, but yeah, I just want to explain. I'm so excited because I wanted to begin this transformation a couple weeks ago, actually, and had really planned to come talk with you. And I had a work trip, came home, set my bag down for a few days, and packed it right back up in order to head out for a family trip, right? And had to get everything done before school started back up and things happening. So, once again, always trusting the divine timing, because here I am now with a couple more weeks of wisdom that I think is so relevant to the shift that I wanted to bring to this show. And I'm just really excited to be here and to talk with you about it. And you're just going to have to bear with me today, because I'm like just going to talk to you like you're sitting in my living room. Okay. So here it is. Let me see. Where do I want to start? All right. I'm going to start with the change that I'm going to do with this show. So, one of the things, if you don't know how I work with people, is I use a lot of feminine energy, right? Not because there's something wrong with masculine. I just think we're really good with the masculine. Like, we know the masculine energy. We have had that instilled since the very beginning, right? And so for many of us, the feminine energy is what we need practice with, or want practice with. And in being in that flow, right? The feminine energy, in case you don't know, is that being in the state of flow, of going with things instead of forcing things, instead of the fight, right? Allowing, receiving, having fun with it, enjoying the process, right? All of these things sound so foreign sometimes. And even when they don't cognitively, as we go through the process, we tend to revert back to old patterns. And, we just have to be reminded and practice some more. So, in doing that, I work a lot with the energies around us. So, the energies of the season, every season brings a different energy. And I often compare that to floating down the river versus swimming upstream. I don't know why the little fairy wand is going off a million times, but I have had people tell me that whenever I make a point, that'll go off. So I must be making lots of points. So I really love that idea of using the energy of the season to, again, be in that flow, to allow things to happen in their divine timing rather than trying to force them and make it happen on our timing. And I also like to use the moon, right? Because I feel like the moon also gives us this monthly reset. At the new moon, we plant our seeds, and at the full moon, we harvest them, and then we release anything that was no longer working for us, or, that didn't work with the planting of the seeds, or what have you. So I do a lot of that in order to support people. And it's funny because, it sounds a little bit out there, but it's actually very much grounded into what is happening. Like, we use this for business, we use this for relationships, we use this for just everyday stuff, we use it for spirituality, we use this for all the different aspects of our lives, right? All the pieces that make up the puzzle. And it's amazing because, again, like I said, it can sound so far out there, so woo woo, but we pull it back into that grounding, into that reality, into that pragmatic use. So what I decided to do is start using this space as a place to check in at the new moon and the full moon time for everybody else, right? So the people in my community are getting that. And I just thought, I would really like, so if you're not in one of my circles, okay, you're maybe in this outer circle, and I love you there, that I wanted you to still have a piece of that. So that's where I wanted to start shifting things. Now, here's where the wisdom, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the energy of the season, so don't get frustrated on me yet. I'm just going to put it all together in the end. This is where the divine timing fell in, where I really wanted to get an episode out to you before I left for time off, and I was like, it's just, whew, it's not going to happen. I had to let some things go, and this was one of them. And now I understand why. This is why we don't fight, right? Because now, on the other side of it, there's so much more information, and so I want to actually read to you. So I have a program called Oh Shift Here We Grow. And in Oh Shift Here We Grow, I channel affirmations that get sent out by text to everybody. I am one of these people. Okay. So I get the affirmations as well. And it's funny because, as I said, I channel them. So in the moment, as they're coming forth, I might not always understand. I mean, I understand, but the full picture shows up when they come across. Okay. And so just recently, what came across was I am allowing myself to be guided without resistance in my best direction. Trust. And trust has been an ongoing theme this entire year. I've talked about it a lot, but this very much hit me as things started shifting and changing. And I'm like so excited. Because I read this, and I actually, when I do it, I tap it into my heart. I repeat it 3 times. I do this every morning as they come through. And it's almost like it just like puts it into me. It puts it into my brain. You can even actually tap it right into your brain if you wanted to. And it was in the forefront of my mind as things came through, as events came through that may have at first seemed like bad news but because I remembered that and I was allowing myself to be guided, all of a sudden, all of this, all of this information started to come through where I wanted to shift and tweak and change the way I'm doing certain things, the way the Desire Academy is going to work going forward. So that's going to have a complete overhaul. The way Oh Shift Here We Grow is going to work. So as I mentioned, we do the affirmations, text you every day. Every week I send out a video of the energy update and how to work with it, because I'm not a person who sends out like, oh, here's what's going to happen. And we're all victims of this energy. No, no, we're never victims. It's free will. And so it's like, here's the energy. This is how we empower ourselves through it. This is how we optimize this energy. This is how we really make it work for us. This is the kind of stuff that I do. And even when the energy is a little tougher, because that happens, but those are your times of growth. Those are your invitations to dig in and really up level and create that transformation, right? That breakthrough or bust. So that, and then I also do the seasonal, in not in person, but we get on Zoom, right? So everybody together, we do a seasonal celebration and I do a reading. All right. So that has always been O Shift Here We Grow. But I'm going to add another level to O Shift Here We Grow, where you will get all of that, but you will also be invited to the moon readings. So I'm just going to give you the overall message for the new moon today in this summer season. But if you wanted the full layout, you would be able to come join me. And actually, you are invited this Friday. I will be doing the full new moon layout. And that's a check-in where we touch on all the different areas of our lives. And we do a check-in so it helps us to decide, where do we want to plant our seeds? All right. So that would be the new moon and the full moon readings that would be added to that. So I really love this stuff. Okay. So I'm super excited. It feels really expansive, which of course lets me know that it is movement in the right direction, that it is authentic and heart-centered for me. Right. And through that, it's attractive, it's magnetic. Okay. And this is the kind of energy I want to help you be in. So that's my purpose. That's why I'm so excited. So I want to move into today. Okay. We're going to tap in now. Tomorrow is the new moon. All right. And we're of course in the shadows. So this all still applies. As I mentioned, Friday, I will do the get together at 12:15 to do the full, or I shouldn't say the full, the complete new moon layout, where we touch on all the different areas. And so also, as I mentioned, new moon is a time for planting seeds, right? It's a once a month thing. So this is where some discernment comes in. We don't want to plant all of the seeds every month, right? That's going to be exhausting. That's a lot on the plate. Okay. Unless they're teeny tiny little carrot seeds, right? Otherwise, we look at, right? We take that reflective look, and that's the point of the layout, to help us with that discernment and identify the different areas of our life where we want to prioritize. Maybe it's one, maybe it's a couple, right? But we want to do it so it feels good. It doesn't feel heavy. We feel like it's something we can accomplish in a couple weeks before the harvest and the next new moon, the next month, right? So that's where that falls in. Now, this one, we want to also talk about the fact that this is summer. Okay. Summer is actually, so we are actually past, we had summer solstice in June. Beginning of August, we hit Lammas, which is that midway point between summer solstice and fall equinox. So we're actually in a transition. We're moving from fire energy, okay, very outward, go, 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 take action, like, just fire energy, into that time of the fall equinox, balanced earth energy, grounded. All right. And you really want to allow yourself to have that transition, so it's not a hard slam into the earth at the fall equinox, because it does catch up with you. When we did our seasonal celebration and we did our layout, one of the big messages that came up, and that is it has continuously played strong all the way through the season, is that this is the season where we are not stepping into our power because we're already there. We're owning it unconditionally effortlessly. But that's taken some spiritual tests to be able to do that. All right. That has, and I don't know about you, I always say breakdown before the breakthrough. And there has been quite a bit of it for me. I know many of the people in my community have been experiencing that as well. And I have to wonder if you are also, let me know. say yes or whatever you want to say, and let me know if you've been feeling some of that breakdown before the breakthrough. Just knowing that it's okay, you are in good company. It's just part of the process. And again, the bigger the breakdown, the better the breakthrough. So just trust it, and to know that everything is happening for you and it's working out. And what's really exciting is, so I pulled, when I do, one of the things I do that's a little bit different, when I do the reading, I always do an overall theme card. Okay. I always pull, like, what is our general theme or message or guidance for this, right? For this. So for right now, it's for this new moon. Okay. What is that general theme? And interestingly enough, or excitingly actually, it is Queen of the Moon, sovereignty. And this is very much, right? That Queen of the Moon is that goddess, that owning your power. Okay. So this is where we are really, I would say, planting the seeds of that initial message that we got for this season, right? So you have to remember, we've been in the summer season, that fire in the sign of Leo, which is all about confidence, bravado, all of that, owning your power. And now we're at that new moon where it's guiding us to own the power, what it said way back. And if you feel like you're still not, plant the seed. It's time to plant that seed. Okay. And maybe there's different areas of your life where you want to, and that's what I'm sensing is probably what's going to happen in the reading, is we're going to identify the areas of our life, because like sometimes we can feel really powerful in one area and really, not powerful in another area. And I almost said vulnerable, but I don't, because vulnerability is power. So don't mistake that. Being vulnerable is powerful. That takes such strength to be able to do. So I wouldn't say vulnerable. I would say just not feeling like you're in your power in certain areas. And that's where we're going to plant those seeds. And you might have an idea right now and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm planting that. So that's what the Queen of the Moon is telling us for this new moon, which is really exciting. Again, I'm doing the reading on Friday at 12:15 Eastern. You are welcome to join me on Zoom. I do ask a love offering of $20. Or if you would like the recording sent to you. Either way, just DM me, let me know, and we'll work it all out. And yeah, that's what I've got. I'm really excited for this shift. I will be back again for the full moon, for some guidance with the full moon and our harvest and possibly what we're releasing. And yeah, to look at that. And as the season is shifting again, even closer to the fall equinox, when we get to the full moon, and perhaps even, dare I say, seeing how empowered you've become. Very excited. Stay tuned, because I've got a lot of tweaks and shifts coming, and I'm just really optimistic about how helpful it could be. So, yeah, that's what I've got. I see you. I love you. I believe in you. Keep pushing through because there's a spark in you. All right. Reach out if you need me. Bye.